A new report this week revealed that a suspected Chinese spy raised money for a high-profile California Democrat who is a close political ally of other top Democrats like Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton. Ironically, over the last 4 years, failed Democrat presidential candidate Eric Swalwell has been one of the Democrats most responsible in pushing the bogus Russiagate conspiracy against President Trump. Now, Swalwell has become the latest high-profile Democrat linked to a Chinese spy. Even this year, despite a complete lack of evidence, Eric Swalwell was one of the Democrats' biggest culprits in pushing baseless and absurd conspiracy theories against President Trump. This issue once again highlights the extreme double standard and obvious hypocrisy from big tech censors who have been shutting down independent media asking any questions about the current election while allowing Democrats like Swalwell to push absurd conspiracies against the president over the past 4 years. Swalwell earlier this year on CNN even suggested, again without any evidence, that the president was working with Bernie Sanders and Russia against the US. It's interesting, in addition to receiving support from establishment Democrats like Nancy Pelosi, Swalwell has also himself been a big supporter of another California Democrat who was recently tied to a similar controversy, Senator Dianne Feinstein. Swalwell endorsed Feinstein when running for re-election in 2018. Interesting, as many likely remember, that was the summer it was revealed that a Chinese spy had been working for Senator Feinstein for 20 years. Looking at more here on the newest update this week, an Axios report reveals a suspected Chinese spy slept with at least 2 Midwestern mayors and got close to California Democrat Eric Swalwell in a years-long intelligence campaign. A related report from Business Insider points out that the Axios story was published a day after President Trump retweeted a video appearing to show a Chinese professor saying, quote, "We have people at the top of America's core inner circle of power and influence." A new report from Fox News has some more details. They say FBI stepped in after suspected Chinese spy got close to Swalwell, other politicians, report finds. They say a suspected Chinese spy got so close to a number of politicians, including Eric Swalwell, the Democrat from California, that the FBI stepped in to disrupt the situation, even going so far as to give a defensive briefing to Swalwell. Axios reported that a Chinese national named Fang Fang, or Christine Fang, targeted up-and-coming local politicians, including those who had the potential to become national figures. Current and former intelligence officials told the outlet that Fang used campaign fundraising, networking, and rallies, as well as romantic relationships with at least 2 Midwestern mayors to gain proximity to political power. The report did not identify either mayor. They continue, adding that while officials do not believe she received or passed on classified information, officials believe the case, quote, was a big deal because there were some really sensitive people that were caught up in the network. As for Swalwell, Fang reportedly took part in the fundraising for the Liberal congressman's 2014 re-election campaign, although they say she did not make donations, nor was there evidence of illegal contributions. Fang's earliest known engagement with Swalwell occurred during the Chinese Student Association, Axios reported, and by 2014 she had developed close ties to Swalwell's office. Fang's also reported to have placed at least one intern in Swalwell's office and interacted with him at multiple events over several years. The new report from Axios says that Fang was a bundler for Swalwell and other candidates, according to a Bay Area political operative with direct knowledge of her efforts. A current U.S. intelligence official confirmed her activity for Swalwell. A local elected official also said she brought in donors for other candidates. Bundlers, they explain, persuade others to write checks for campaigns. They can bring in substantial sums of money, as well as deepen the campaign's engagement with target communities, making bundlers a valuable and thus potentially influential ally to a candidate. The report said investigators became so alarmed by Fang's behavior and activities that they alerted Swalwell in 2015 to their concerns and gave him a, quote, defensive briefing. Swalwell then cut off all ties with Fang and has not been accused of any wrongdoing, according to an official who spoke to the outlet. They add that Fang went on to leave the country in mid-2015. A statement from Swalwell's office provided to Axios claimed that Swalwell, quote, long ago provided information about this person, whom he met more than 8 years ago and whom he hasn't seen in nearly 6 years, to the FBI. To protect information that might be classified, he will not participate in your story. This new report goes on to explain how U.S. officials believe that Fang's real reason for being in the U.S. was to gather political intelligence and to influence rising U.S. officials on China-related issues. And of course, in addition to Democrats such as Swalwell and Feinstein, Joe Biden and his family have also come under scrutiny over their possible ties to China. This could be more reason for concern, as last week the director of the U.S. National Counterintelligence and Security Center warned that Chinese agents were stepping up their attempts to influence Biden's team. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think about this latest update. If you could give this video a thumbs up, remember to click the like button, that's greatly appreciated, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. And another quick reminder, you can also find me over at Parler.com. Kip Simpson is my name over there, especially with the increasing censorship happening here at YouTube. It might be a good idea, just in case something happens here. I've also recently joined Rumble.com. You can find me there. My name again, Kip Simpson. I've started uploading some backup videos. And once again, thank you very much everyone who has supported the channel so far with your donations at Patreon or PayPal. You can find either link down in the video description where you can support this channel directly, patreon.com/realityreader or paypal.me/realityreader. I will follow up soon. Thanks again.